just saw.
I know.
And he had no top on.
He didn't, but you would have seen me without a bottom. I'm not bad. Listen, sorry, viewers. Les Patterson has had a few tonight, but it's great to be on the show with you, Paula. Fantastic. We were talking about my album. Can I have these are my groupies here. 12 inches of Les. And I'd love to play a video from it. What is it called? A little clip or something?
Help me make it through the night, but it's not coming on yet.
Oh, isn't it?
Oh, dearie. Now, how do you feel now that you've broken into the rock world? What do you think it's going to be like? Do you think you will be plagued with groupies?
I will. Look at these young ladies. You love me, don't you, girl?
Yes.
They do. I'm attracting this type of person. I have to keep myself pretty firmly in hand, I can tell you that.
And are you trying to trim up?
I feel... No, I'm not, because this is the look the women like. You know, they like to have a handful.
Well, now we're going to see Help Me Make It Through the Night, this new Les Patterson
This is my
single.
tribute to Chris Christopherson, viewers. You cop this. Take the ribbon from your head, shake it loose and let it fall, lying soft upon my skin, like the shadows on the wall. Come and lay down by my side till the early morning light. I don't care what's right or wrong. Help me make it through the night.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Gatehouse. Without any further ado, I would like to introduce you to Towerbell Records' latest, and we hope not last, signing. From Australia, Sir Les Patterson.
How are you, son? Don't worry. Hello, darling. How are you? Thank you, ladies. No worries. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to you. And hello, fellas. Hi there. You weren't the blokes at the rehearsal, were you? Oh, no, they're all dressed up like a pox doctor's clerk tonight. My name's Les Patterson. And if I may say so, on this beautiful night somewhere in North London, you're all looking good. And if you think I'm looking good, let's hear you say you're looking good, Les. How am I looking, ladies and gentlemen? You're looking good, Les. No worries. We're going to get along like a house on fire tonight. This is beautiful. What a lovely group. What a cross-section here tonight too, eh? It's really nice of you to come to this pretty down-market venue. I'm up in the area of Highgate, I believe it is, near the cemetery where old Karl Marx, fellow socialist, is buried. And I don't know what's going to happen tonight. Could be good, could be shit house, I don't know. Forgive me. You know, I'm going to expose myself to you good people this evening. That is to say, I'm going to expose a side of Les Patterson that isn't generally known. You know? Because I've always had the ambition of being a bit of a crooner. I was brought up on Perry Comos of this world. The old Frank Ifield, bless him, and he's still with us, I believe. And a fellow Australian. I am an Australian, incidentally, ladies and gentlemen. And I thought to myself, why not have a shot at it? It's important when you're in the political spectrum to diversify. I mean, look at some of these blokes. I mean, old Dennis Healy, who incidentally recently won the Les Patterson lookalike competition. Good luck to him. And he's hoping to be a bit of an old camera fiend, isn't he? You know, one of the paparazzi. That's a good word, paparazzi. I think I'll say it again. Paparazzi. Anyway. I thought to myself, what can I do? Get into the singing, you know? Now, I'm not going to say I'm another, who is he? Michael Jackson? No worries. I wouldn't want to be neither. You know, good luck to little Mike, you know, he's doing well. But I'm going to give him my best, and what more can I do without wishing to wax too emotional with you good people tonight? Because I've always been interested in the arts, you know. I've been up to my freckle in artistic endeavour for many, many years. And I've written a book. I've just tossed off a book. It's not the only thing I tossed off either, I can tell you, because I'm a long way from home. I am. And you look at me tonight, good folk, and you see an international Australian elder statesman, but deep down, underneath, I'm a bit of a rough diamond. I've got to admit that to you, but I'm a very genuine old bugger, I am. I'm a tremendously sincere person. I'm going to sing you a song now about my philosophy of life, one of my own compositions. You didn't know I could sing, and I'm going to prove it to you now. Take it away, fellas. Me old man told me when I was just a nipper. He said life could be a rat race or life could be a ripper. He said it doesn't matter who you are or how you earn a crust. You gotta be the kind of bastard other bastards trust. He said if they give you too much stick, it doesn't matter, son. Take my advice and you'll be proud to be a Patterson. Bit of the old Max Bygraves there. There's really just one quality a gentleman must have, and I think of it each morning when I'm smoking on the lab. You've got to be genuine. Don't be a liar or cheat, for if you're genuine, the whole world's at your feet. The history of Australia might be somewhat checkered, but for downright sincerity, we've got an ace-track record to try to be genuine. Greet the girls with a smile. They'll know you mean business, it'll stick out a mile. Take a Patterson tip if you want to win. In the world of business, you'll be in like Flynn, with your old Masonic handshake and your rotary pin, and the world will know you're a friend of mine if you come across as genuine. You gotta be genuine, you know. You gotta be caring and kind. You wouldn't be an Aussie if you weren't refined. Treat a woman like a woman and not a bloody puppet. Wasn't it me who coined the famous phrase, life be up it? Respect your little wife, be loving and close. When you come home from a trip, try not to give her a dose. Sorry, ladies. The other night I was dictating all alone to my girl Friday. She says, Les, I can't take letters if you make my frock untidy. But she took 'em down like lightning when I flashed me bona fide. You've got to show your staff who's boss, and if you're genuine, they'll always come across. Lovely. Little musical interlude now for the older people to dance to, as best they can. And good luck to them. You've got to be genuine. It's a national trait. It's the quality we got that makes Australia great. You gotta hold up your head and hold down your scotch, holding your Samsonite briefcase, your digital watch. 'Cause if you bear dinkum, the world can tell when they see that Red Cross badge on your safari suit lapel. And when you're in a strange hotel, don't let them see you bring a chick back. Enjoy the freebies and the lunches, but never take a kickback. For if a politician's genuine, they'll always vote the prick back. With a great big majority, because they're all genuine bastards like me. They're all genuine bastards like me. No worries. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. No worries. All the best. That's beautiful. That's all right. That's all right. Take it easy. Take it easy. I've got a few more little ditties. You don't have to say more. You're going to get it. No worries. As you might have noticed, I had a few teething problems. I'm just feeling my way here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm holding down an enormous incumbency. I think I can say without fear of successful contradiction. A couple of little horn bags down there too. Rather be up there than up north. Anyway, I'm the Australian Cultural Attaché to the Court of St James, amongst many other hats that I wear. A lot of people don't realise, because I'm an old hard-nosed troubleshooter from way back, that there's a little lady Patterson, Gwen, former model. Well, a former model. She was a hand model many years ago in Australia. You know, there was a Harpic advertisement featuring her hands tipping something into a shithouse. And I guess if the camera had travelled north of her wrist, she wouldn't have got the job, but there she was. And because I'm a sentimental bugger, I'm dedicated this little number to her. And this is a number probably a lot of other people are going to record, and they'll sing it better, no worries. They'll sing it better. PJ Proby, they'll all do it. Cilla Black, you know, Gracie Fields. Little Sandy Shore, they'll all sing this. But you've heard it tonight, sung by me, and I reckon that's a bit of epoch making. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I'm going to sing you something that is so raunchy, you know. It's going to set fire to you. You know, the old map of Tasmania is going to be on fire. It's a triangular wooded area, famous for seafood. All right, keep it clean, fellas. Try harder this time, mate. My job takes me miles over land and sea, but home is the place I'm always longing to be. There's a little old Sheila waiting for me, and she's my old lady. The years have rolled by since she was a bride. Now and then I enjoy a little bit on the side. She might smell a rat, but she's got plenty of pride. She's my old lady. I sometimes forget to sling her a quid. She never gets too much lovin', but no matter how I treat the poor old cow, me dinner's always in the oven. I might have been away for 6 months or more, but when I slip me key in her old front door, she's down there scrubbing the kitchen floor, 'cause she's my old lady. When I come home tight on a Saturday night, she doesn't seem to think it's funny when I take off me pants and do the trouser dance from the bedroom to the dunny. With my spunky secretary round the globe I've trotted, but with dear old Gwen I'm still besotted. She even went to the doctor and had herself knotted my brain. Oh, lady, come on, fellas. She isn't in the bloom of youth, and I must say she started looking it the last time you saw a head like hers. It probably had a hook in it, but I don't care if she's as ugly as sin. I love every hair on her dear old chin as she washes the Valium down with the gin. She's mine, oh lady. She's not a bad old battle axe. Thank you. Thanks, God. Well, we're getting warmed up tonight. I reckon Les Patterson's going to be losing a few stone here tonight. Boy, I'm having a ball now. They asked me what venue, and I said, well, how about recording these Chartbusters? How about going to Wormwood Scrubs, I said to myself. But for anyone listening to this on a satellite or in a time capsule, that's a correctional facility in England in the 1980s. Because I always thought of myself as a kind of upmarket Johnny Cash, ladies and gentlemen, I did. And you know, I resemble a lot of singers. I'm a kind of thinking man's Leonard Cohen in a way too, when you think about it. There's a bit of me and Dolly Parton too. I wish there was more, as a matter of fact. I could give her one. But, if I could get near it, that is. But, sorry, that was a bit on the crudish side. I forget I'm a family entertainer sometimes. But I thought if I went out to Wormwood Scrubs, like Johnny Cash, it was St Quentin he went to, wasn't it? And I thought if I had the prisoners there, wouldn't it be beautiful? What a video that'd make, fellas, wouldn't it? Me out there with the cons, lovely. I'd be able to tell them if this was being recorded in the Middle Ages, you know, they would have all been sent to Australia. They wouldn't be there anymore. Funny, isn't that a bit metaphysical, that concept? It is when you come to think of it. I would have shaken them by the hand. If I could meet the judge who sent my ancestors to Australia, I'd shake him by the hands too, because if he hadn't convicted old Ebenezer Patterson all them years ago, I wouldn't be born in Australia, the greatest little country in the world, no worries. But I like it here too. I like it, you know, home is where the heart is. And my heart's everywhere. I have a good life, and I'm now going to sing you a song dedicated to a festive season. Now, a lot of people have had a go. Christmas is coming up, isn't it? Well, a lot of things are coming up. You could stand where I am. But a lot of people have had a crack, haven't they, at writing the definitive Christmas song. Old Bing, bless his heart. And that's a hard act to follow. That's a good name for a song, a hard act to follow. It'd be a good one for me, wouldn't it? But when Christmas comes in Australia, you know, I keep thinking, why isn't there a beautiful Australian song? Not one of these bloody cliche-written things about koalas and bloody numbats and wombats and funnel-web spiders, people running around with corks on their heads. No, a real international type of Christmas song. And I kept thinking, who's going to write it, fellas? Who's going to write it? Until suddenly, in the middle of the night, it came to me, as it often does. And I thought, this is it. And I'm going to stick this one up you now. There's a little problem that crops up every year. Just what to give your loved one, the one you hold so dear. She never moans or whinges, she doesn't ask for much. She's happy if she gets a smile or just a gentle touch. But when Christmas bells are ringing and Yuletide firelight glows, and you watch your loved one hanging up her hopeful pantyhose, don't waste your cash on diamonds when you can be like me give her one for Christmas underneath the Christmas tree. Give her one for Christmas underneath that Christmas tree. The festive season is commercialised, but loving is for free. I've lost the tune. You think we should start again? Yeah, I think I was singing a different tune then, fellas. It somehow... No. I know. Would Johnny Cash have done anything like that? Probably. But he leaves long pauses for shaking hands with people, doesn't he? That's why he's trying to remember the tune when he does that. Occasionally I'm sticking in a mistake so you feel you're at a special event. How about that, eh? Because I could do this half drunk. I am doing it half drunk, as a matter of fact. We'll have one more go, if you don't mind, son, but you were all over the place like a mad woman's shit just then. All right. Start counting, you bastard.
1, 2.
There's a little problem that crops up every year. Just what to give your loved one, or one you hold so dear. She never moans or whinges, she doesn't ask for much. She's happy if she gets a smile or just a gentle touch. But when Christmas bells are ringing and Yuletide firelight glows, and you watch your darling hanging up her hopeful pantyhose, don't waste your cash on diamonds when you can be like me and give her one for Christmas underneath that Christmas tree. Give her one for Christmas, let her know you care. Slip it in her stocking before she knows it's there. Christmas is commercialised, but loving is for free. So give her one Christmas underneath that Christmas tree. Oh, maybe you're like Santa on the job on Christmas Day, but you don't want them reindeers watching and your beard gets in the way. She might have begged you for a diamond ring or a brand new car perhaps, and she could be shocked when she beholds what you've got under wraps. But she'll forget those ruby earrings, she won't want that Cartier watch. She'll be thrilled with what you give her after half a quart of scotch. There'll be sleigh bells ringing in your ears, holly scratches on your knee, when you give her one for Christmas underneath that Christmas tree. Oh, give her one for Christmas, let her know you care. Slip it in her stocking before she knows it's there. Christmas is commercialised, but loving is for free. So give her one for Christmas underneath that Christmas tree. Give her one for Christmas underneath the mistletoe. Kiss her first and find out how much further you can go. Then give her one for Christmas, give her 2 or 3. And maybe while you're at it, you can give her one for me. No worry. Now that's what I call a state-of-the-art Christmas song. Boy, oh boy, am I happy with this little backing group too. Not many musos you can turn your back on these days, I'm telling you. They're all a bunch of shirt lifters these days. Shirt lifters and pillow biters. Well, I hope that suits them. It's not a bad little number, and always better second here, and that's a sign of a chartbuster. Here's a classic. In fact, it's so good, I wish I'd rehearsed it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this number is not written by me. Now, don't be too disappointed. You're getting a very high level of originality here tonight. Fantastic. And this is, you're going to be able to tell your kids and your grandchildren about this. You say, I was there that sticky old night with Les. Plenty of women have said that before, but you haven't had a chance to say it, have you? Now, this is a song made famous by someone else. So I reckon it's about time someone else made it famous, don't you? Take the ribbon from your hair, shake it loose and let it fall, lying soft upon my skin, like the shadows on the wall. Come and lay down by my side till the early morning light. I don't care what's right or wrong. Help me make it through the night. I don't care what's right or wrong. I don't try to understand. Let the devil take tomorrow. Lord, tonight I need a friend. Yesterday is dead and gone, and tomorrow's out of sight. And it's sad to be alone. Please help me make it through the night. Beautiful. Going too badly. This number could make the charts again, couldn't it? No worries. What's right or wrong, I don't try to understand. Let the devil take tomorrow. Lord, tonight I need a friend. Yesterday is dead and gone, and tomorrow's out of sight. And it's sad to be alone. Help me make it through the night. And tomorrow's out of sight. Help me make it through the You know, I said that was someone else's composition, but it sounded like one of mine somehow, didn't it? I reckon I gave it the distinctive touch. I'm now going to sing you a little song, and I've got a knack of doing this, so you feel you're hearing it for the first time. That's what Sheila says. She said, it's just like the first time with you, Les, they say. Could I have a one-track mind, girls? Could I? And I don't think you have any objections either. I don't think so. It's funny, my appeal. I don't get it, do you? No one gets it. Well, I get it, and yet I don't get it. When I'm getting it, I wonder why I'm getting it. You with me? Scrabble players will know what I mean by that, and open university bastards. Boy, oh boy, I tell you one thing, though, I'm missing doing the live shows. This gives me the feeling. I love helping out on the stage. You know, it's fantastic. Gives me a warm feeling pretty well deep down where it really counts. Diplomatic camembert, that's called. Isn't it incredible? I can say that and people think, what a nice bloke Les is. Get someone else saying that and they'd say, what a crude bastard. You know? But me, what is it? I shouldn't analyse. Don't analyse, utilise, they said to me, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm up here sharing a bit of my experience, my hope and my strength with you good people, because this is my way of reaching out and touching you, and it's fantastic. Now, this is never trust a man who doesn't drink, and it's something my dad used to say. My father used to say to me, Les, never trust a man who doesn't drink, and my father, you know, he died trustworthy. He did, he died in his sleep, halfway between the bar and the dunny. A lot of people have said to me, Les, your face, you know, you got the blood pressure. I had the check-up in Harley Road the other day. The doctor ran his periscope over me. He says, Les, you got an enlarged liver. I said, all my organs are enlarged. But this is a bit of autobiology, this song, a little bit of what happened to Les and a little bit of what could happen to anyone. And it's advice to the politician. And you've got to remember the Australian politician's a pretty hard worker. He's up there, he's an idealistic man, and he's subjected to all kinds of pressures. A lot of people trying to slip him a quid. And sometimes, to avoid scandal, he's forced to take it. So there's a bit of that there. There's a fantastic amount in this. So I want you to listen. Take the cotton wool out of your ears and stick it in your mouth. Pretty nice. You reckon old Frank Sinatra will be recording this one day? When I was a kiddie and young in heart, with a donkey engine and a billy cart, in those peppercorn days that seem so long ago, my old dad, who taught me to say my prayers, said to me once, now listen, little Les, there's 3 facts of life I reckon that you ought to know. He said, when you go out with girls, let them know who's boss, and make sure the Sheilas come across before you buy them the diamonds and the mink. He said you'll rise high in the public service ranks if you learn to accept an expression of thanks. Oh, and never trust a man who doesn't drink. Never trust a man who doesn't drink. Though he may not throw up in your kitchen sink, I'd rather be half plastered than a blue-nosed Wowser bastard. 'Cause never trust a man who doesn't drink. I was a sensitive kid and rather nervous when I joined the Australian Public Service. Pretty soon I found my favourite in great demand. Now I never do let my conscience nag when I count the cash in the brown paper bag, and I'm always happy to lend you a helping hand. Never trust a man who hasn't tried to earn a small inducement on the side. We leaders of the nation need extra superannuation. We'll cop the perks and you can stuff your national pride. The night before last I went out on the piss and I put the hard word on a Methodist miss. She said, you should be ashamed of yourself, you're a married man. I told her I'll do what I like with my own body. I won't be lectured to by a proddy. So she phoned up the wife and that's when it hit the fan. Never trust a girl who doesn't come across. It is a secretary duty to her boss. If your wife is understanding, she'll know you gotta keep your hand in. And it sure as hell beats tugging at your toss. Oh, never trust a man a squirt of duty-free brute. Well, could have been better, but then it could have been worse. I've been doing everything to throw these bastards, these musicians, all night. By Jove, mate, you'll never get a job again. Does this feel like the way up, boys, or the way down? What does it feel like? You know, I'm a Mason, and a lot of people are waiting for me to divulge the secrets of Freemasonry tonight, and I wouldn't do that. How could I tell you what a bloke does when he's locked in one room with a goat and a trowel, eh? I'm not going to, but I did meet a girl rather like you, curvaceous little creature. She reckoned she could tell if I was a Mason by the way I shook her hand. Well, I actually patted her on the bottom. I can tell you she didn't know whether I was a Mason or a 10-pin bowler, I'll tell you that. Think that one over for a minute, fellas. You with me? Anyway. That's a bit rough, but I give it a nice feel to it, don't I? God, I'm really pissed tonight now. Well, that was all right, a bit rough at the edges, but who cares? Now, ladies and gentlemen, here is another song. I can't believe the creativity of the last week. It's been absolutely fantastic. It's just... I've just been up and down, you know, thinking the songs have been pouring out, like young little Amadeus, you know, little bugger. Little Mozart, little Toulouse-Lautrec when he cut up his legs and sent him that Sheila in the post, remember that? He never stopped, that bastard. Here's another one about the travelling man, about my life, and it's a bit fictitious, you know, I've chucked in a few. Oh, a poetic licence, I believe it is called, and I've employed it. It's a very, very good and beautiful effect, I think you'll agree. And here's a song, it's dedicated, ladies and gentlemen, to a piece of furniture. A piece of furniture. And when you hear it, you'll think, Christ, Les is original. Singing a song to this particular piece of furniture. Very familiar to you, no doubt, mate. Come on, fellas. Stick it up 'em. I live out of a suitcase. I'm sometimes lonely, there's no doubt. I'm the man that you see checking in when you are checking out. I turn the key and I'm standing in yet another motel suite with candy on the pillow and a seal on the toilet seat. Sometimes I get lucky, sometimes I sleep alone. Sometimes I try to call my wife long distance on the phone. When the sleeping pills stop working, when home and friends are far, I turn in the end to my faithful friend, the Motel Mini Bar. Oh, my Motel Mini Bar, my Motel Mini Bar. If your thirst needs quenching, it's a great invention. The Motel Mini Bar. Oh, I used to go to parties in whatever town I'd be. But now my friends and colleagues, they don't drink fast enough for me. I like a little solitude and a quiet time to think, when you don't have to wait for room service, when you're feeling like another little drink. Sometimes I just lie there smoking on my bed, watching the in-house movie and hoping I'm not dead. When I was booked for drunken driving, a policeman seized my car. And I said, on my knees, just give me the keys of my Motel Mini Bar. Oh, my Motel Mini Bar, my Motel Mini Bar. If thirst needs quenching, it's a great invention. The Motel Mini Bar. Well, if you're a traveling man like me, life isn't a bed of roses. They found me one day on the floor of my suite with coronary thrombosis. There'll be Chinese takeaway on the bed. My cigarette will still be aglow. And my wife's voice on the telephone calling. Then they'll ask some frightened hooker what was his last request. She'll say he was trying to open the mini bar when he got the pains in his chest. And when I check in that motel in the sky, where all good drinkers are, I'll say, St. Peter, please just give me the keys. I'm a Motel Mini Bar. Oh, my Motel Mini Bar. My Motel Mini Bar. If your thirst needs quenching, it's a great adventure. The Motel Mini Bar. If your thirst needs quenching, it's a great adventure. The Motel Mini Bar. All right, Motel Mini Bar. Well, for my last song, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm feeling a bit sad already. I want to sing a song because there's a lot of gratitude in this Patterson. People have been fantastic to me. Ever since the Australian government sent me over here, I didn't ever dream that I'd one day become chairman of the International Cheeseboard. That's been fantastic. Funnily enough, I was sitting on the Cheeseboard only this morning, and that can be uncomfortable. Those little flags get up your arse, I'm telling you that. Most of the cheese you're eating has been in my pocket at one time or another. I'll tell you what, I'm not too big, ladies and gentlemen, but I can't say thanks from time to time. A little word of thanks. I'm going to sing you a song. There's a bit of autobiology in it, but it's about a bloke who is grateful too. And I reckon there's not going to be a dry eye when you hear this number. Because in a spooky kind of a way, it's linked to my professional interests, as you'll see. I once had two growing kiddies. They were a hearty eating bunch. When their ma went into hospital, why, I sometimes cut their lunch. I looked through the kitchen window, watched the neighbours prune their trees as I sliced the family sandwiches, tomato, ham and cheese. And then I'd fall to wondering while I was standing there, while she was waiting for her x-rays and the pain was hard to bear. Then I'd drive the kids to play school, feeling old and tired and grey, with the scent of children's lunches on my hands throughout the day. And each morning I'd rise early before the kids got out of bed, so they'd not see their daddy crying as he buttered up the bread. And I tried to learn acceptance of the lonely life. I go down on my knees and I say thank you for the sunshine, the smiles of little children and pretty girls and cherry blossom trees, but most of all, the smell of cheese. That was many years ago. My kids are grown and gone, and their mother rests at peace beneath a rose bush on the lawn. And I took another woman just to give myself some ease, but it didn't work the way I hoped with all those memories. I don't see my children much now, but what do you expect? Sometimes they call me up at Christmas, but they always call collect. And I'm reminded of that phone call, and the memory still lingers when they told me Jean was gone. I had Kraft cheddar on my fingers. fingers. Now I'm driving in my motor car all over New South Wales. It gets so lonesome that I sometimes feel I'm going off the rails, with the crumbs of little lunches underneath my fingernails. And I hope the words on my tombstone will be these: he was grateful for the sunshine and the smiles of little children and pretty girls and cherry blossom trees, but most of all, the smell of cheese. And I hope the words on the tombstone will believe he was thankful for the sunshine and the smiles of little children and pretty girls and cherry blossom trees, but most of all, the smell of cheese. Of course I'm going to give you one on tour, because I've got another beaut song up my sleeve. It's a ripper, this one. They've all been good, and you've been good. You've been fantastic. They all say that, and I don't mean it either. I'd like to say thanks to Towerbell Records for investing a squillion in this record. Straight down the tubes. And do I give a stuff? Not on your life. By the way, you hear about the bloke? It's a bit lonely sometimes, a bit like being on a desert island when you're on the stage. And I was reminded by this lonely kind of insulated condition up here of a bloke who was on this desert island. There's nothing on this island except a pig and a dog. Nothing else, a pig and a dog. This bloke, after a few weeks, he starts getting randy. And he starts fancying, I'm afraid, the kid's gone to bed. He starts fancying the pig. But every time he goes near this old porker, the dog starts barking. He creeps up on it, the bloody dog starts barking, going for him. So he's nearly going crazy, and all of a sudden, floating by the island one morning, a bit of driftwood with a beautiful Sheila on it, with a lovely pair of top bollocks. And a lovely lips, you know, a mouth. A mouth that could suck start a Harley Davidson. And he... We've lost the drummer. Oh, no, we haven't. And he sees this Sheila and she sees him and she comes up the beach, you know, panting. And they clock each other and she says, is there anything I can do for you? He says, yeah, take the dog for a walk, will you? Are you with me? Isn't that beautiful? Isn't Isn't that delightful? And you could tell that anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. I just have. I was in Bangkok the other day. I'm a bit jet-lagged. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning in an Australian Commonwealth car cruising around. I was looking actually for a massage parlour. Or as we call them in Australia, a rub and tug shop. I went in this joint and I'd had a couple of duty-frees. And I didn't know. I thought it was a massage parlour, it was a chiropodist. I kid you not, I'm in this cubicle. I get the trousers down and out with the old pyjama python. It's like a baby's arm too, I kid you not. And this little yellow Sheila comes round the corner, you know, with a chrome dish. She sees me, she says, "That's not a foot." I said, "No, but it's near enough." Are you with me? Well, rough stuff, but never mind. Ladies and gentlemen, for my final offering, it would be inappropriate for Les Patterson, family man, not to dedicate another song to the little woman who waits. Lady Gwen, former hand model, mother of Craig and Karen. Karen and Craig, little Karen, she's at Our Lady of Dollars School for ridiculously slow learners. She's learning the computers, you know, she's into the Space Invaders all the time. She's very interested in computerology. My wife's dyslexic. That's not funny. But just as well she is, because she can't read my autobiology there. Or there'd be a few shocks in it for her, I'm telling you. I hope she doesn't get cured. Because it'll be heartache all the way from page 1 to the end. I can tell you, for poor old Gwenny. I shouldn't laugh. But if you could see her, you'd laugh too. And I'll tell you what, though. I am a family man, and there's nothing I love more, and I mean this very sincerely, than putting in a long-distance call to my family. I do a lot of travelling. I'm always on the road. And the girls I meet are all impressed by my rigid moral code. For although I'm sorely tempted by liquor and ladies' smiles, I never cheat on my dear old wife within a radius of 13 miles. But 13,000 miles is a long, long way. And that is where I hope she's gonna stay. What, the I don't see, the hot dog grease in Sydney town, and I hope she never leaves, 'cause 13,000 miles is a long, long way. Now the folks who live in Sydney have got nice things to do, so she can watch her play by Beckett or feed a cockatoo. But mostly she just sits and smokes in that sunny Aussie weather as she slowly turns her pretty skin into hand-tooled Spanish leather. And 13,000 miles is a long, long way. And that is where I hope she's gonna stay. What, the I don't see, the hot dog grease in Sydney town, and I hope she never leaves, 'cause 13,000 miles is a long, long way. I sometimes fall to thinking, when I'm sitting in some bar, what a wonderful marriage we have got. So near, yet so far. She's happy and secure at home, with our old dog standing guard. And all I've got to say to her fits onto a postcard. 30,000 miles is a long, long way, and that is where I hope she's gonna stay. But the I don't see the hot dog grease in Sydney town, I hope she never leaves, 'cause 30,000 miles is a long, long way. She isn't checking up on me. She isn't keeping tabs. And I'm busy as a one-armed taxi driver with a crab. I'm too busy out there hustling to think of my old bride, watching videos in the motel with two hookers by my side. 13,000 miles is a long, long way. That is where I hope she's gonna stay. What the items see, the hot dog grease in Sydney town, and I hope she never leaves, cause 13,000 miles is a long, long way. Well, I'm always home for Christmas. You can set your watch by me. But once I came home unexpectedly and I turned the front door key, I crept into her bedroom to put some roses by her bed. She was making love to my best friend, and when they saw me, they said, 13,000 miles is a long, long way. And that is where we had hoped you were gonna stay, lads. They told us what the items see, the hot don't grieve. We've got some unfinished business, so I guess you better leave. And 13,000 miles is a long, long way. So I got in my car. I didn't have to go far to find myself a lady. 'Cause 30,000